That's Oh, all right. Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining us on a Monday night. Really, really hard to believe it's the middle of June, and we get together every Monday night and just kind of go through some training and connection and support each other. And so this I don't remember when we did this last week. Last week. Well, no, I guess it was the first week of the month. We actually talked a little bit about customer care and using our resources and things like that. And so we wanted to kind of take just another second look at that and maybe go a little bit deeper. And so that's what I'm going to do tonight a little bit. And so just want to thank you guys for being here. We'll have time for Q&A after that. And Lori will go into a little bit of what's going on and, take a peek at the boards to see what's hot and what's not. I don't know. Anyway, we'll go through that a little bit. So when I was thinking about this today, we all have our own version of what customer care looks like. Would you guys agree with that? Like we have what our routine is, right? Like how we onboard not just a partner, but how we onboard a customer, right? To help them to be successful in that journey. And many of you have already been exposed to some of the training that is done by Bob and that whole Love, Serve, Grow program. And so as I was thinking about really how we wanted to cover tonight, I pulled out some of the information and went back and looked at how he trains when he talks about customer care. And so even if you've heard it before, I always think it's really good to hear it again. And if this is new to you, then perhaps it will be something that will resonate with you in terms of things that you can do to kind of tweak or approach your customer care in somewhat of a different way. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to do a couple of things. I pulled like 2 minutes. I've queued it up to pull a couple of minutes from so that you guys can actually be introduced, especially those that have not been exposed to any of his training, so that you can actually hear him speak a little bit. And then I pulled some information together, a few slides that we can share. But I'm going to have to go pretty quickly through this information so that we have time to get through it and then have time for Q&A and discussion after that. Are you guys good with that? Okay. Yes. All right. So let me go through the whole share process, share my sound, and find I'm going to go from here. Okay, share. Oh, there's a lot of stuff going on here. This meeting is being recorded. I don't think I need this. I don't think I need that. I can't make the AI thing go away. Okay, there. Okay. So we'll start with this. And this completely made sense to me because typically, especially if we've gone through the process and what we're talking about is a customer, right? If we engage with that customer, typically, I'm speaking for myself, I would probably start with number 4, right? They start telling me something and I'm automatically, because I'm a problem solver, I'm automatically like going straight in saying, hey, this is what I would do, or, just making suggestions and trying to get to the problem right away and sharing what I think is a perfect Juice Plus solution. Okay. And what Bob goes in and tries to explain to us, it doesn't even really matter if it's, a customer already or not, or a prospect. What we want to do first is to genuinely connect with them, authentically connect with them. We want to help them discover what the problem is, unless we happen to already know. And we'll talk about that as well, because we may already know what the problem is and we just want to check in with them, but we don't want to go straight to the solution, how the solution's working. We want to really kind of further define the problem and help them through that a little bit. And then lead with helping and a value add follow up that may or may not include only Juice Plus, right? There may be something else in your arsenal that you have that you can offer to them that is over and above like whatever Juice Plus has to offer. And then ultimately, yes, we do want to solidify that, our customer with respect to Juice Plus. And when we approach it that way, what tends to happen then is that we we have this what he calls a love-led approach, and I think that was very appealing to me because that is not, as you guys know, not my nature. Right? It's counterintuitive to me, so I have to be reminded on a regular basis of what I should be doing to be more effective when I want to, be empathetic and compassionate and loving and all those things that I want to come across as. And sometimes I just go straight in because I tend to be super direct. So, but if we can have that more love-led approach, then what ends up happening is that our retention is better, right? Because we've created a better experience for them and they're actually going to stay customers longer. They're going to make referrals because we are delivering such value that they can't help but, tell their friends and their families about the value that they're getting not only from Juice Plus, but from you, right? As their partner. Cross selling so that you find you're looking for that perfect time to help them through whatever their problem is. And perhaps it will, that one of the solutions perhaps might be luminate or switching to superfoods or getting a child enrolled in healthy starts, right? There could be all kinds of different things that would that would help them make their life easier. And then, and ultimately, if and we've said this before, right? If we are modeling that, and they go, wow, this is pretty cool. I could impact a lot of people and I can learn from this person, right? I can learn from my partner. So if we're leading with love and we're serving and we're growing, getting it better at what we do, then we're attracting people to our team, right? And so then we have the opportunity to sponsor them. And you guys, like if we bring in partners with that level of confidence already, that makes, I don't know, that just makes the world go round, right? I mean, that makes it easier for all of us and much more enjoyable. So he calls this whole approach authentic outreach. And so what I want to do now is just let you guys see a little bit from him, if I can make this work. It's always interesting, isn't it? Where is that? So I don't know where it went. Okay, let me stop here a minute. Okay, so Laura, you just talk to them a second while I try to find his video that I had queued up and now I can't find.
Well, I can say that I've switched this method. It's made a world of difference. I
Okay.
have been retaining more customers to the point that made a significant increase in my check because of retention of customers, people I would have given up on before. I've learned how not to. I had one lady, I said to her, how do you like Juice Plus? She said, oh, I like it, but it doesn't work. In the past, I might have thought, oh, well, lost that customer. But now I have the courage to walk through this situation. Why do you say that? Let's talk about why it doesn't work. We had a conversation, and in the end, I just presented, I listened to her, but I said things, and in the end, she ordered again. She took her next shipment. So all of this about really finding their need, trying to help them beyond selling a product, but helping them to be more successful in their health journey, selling them on the benefit I can bring to them has really helped me to keep customers like I have not done before.
Good job. Okay, let me go. I think I have it. So hold on. Let me get it going
But
to
welcome to the official beginning of our 9-week experience here inside of 30 days to 1K. Today is to find the people that still need your help.
Okay. So now if I come back over here, where are you guys? Go bigger and share my screen. Do that. Yay. Okay, can you guys see him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let me
Yes, we
turn it
can.
up a bit just to make sure that you can hear him. So this is, I only clipped out 2 minutes. Okay. This is a 30-minute training and this is 2 minutes of it.
And that's the thing, is when we can spend our time with the right approach and we're talking to the right people, you will see better results so fast. But then here's the mindset shift. The mindset shift goes from, I want to share my products, I want to share my business. That's you leading with fear, focused on getting, to, I wonder if this person needs my help. And so what I want you to imagine as you begin to actually put these scripts that we're going to give you to work, you start using authentic outreach, I want you to train yourself to think, I wonder if this person needs my help. See, because that's leading with love and it's being focused on serving and giving. And when that's the intention, it's not that you don't want them to buy, you do, but you understand that your goal is you can't ultimately control if they buy. They will buy if they have a need. And that's the starting point. And so all you're looking for is to find the people that are on that list that still need your help. And if that's the place you show up from every single day, the results will come. But here's the cool thing about it. Because remember, we're not just helping you grow your business. It's not just growth. It's love-led growth. And so love-led growth, the power of this is every dollar you earn represents someone that you've helped. Right? This is, you are selling better because you are not just transacting with people and you're not creating these one-time buyers that just come for a deal and they're gone, no loyalty. You are selling to better people that need your help, that there's a basis of an actual transformational relationship, not a transactional exchange. And so you'll sell to less people, but you will see 10 times better results because they'll stay, they'll refer, they'll buy other stuff from you, and they'll eventually join your team. And so how cool is it that this one thing that you're about to learn and do is the key that unlocks all of that?
Awesome. Does that make sense to you guys? You know,
Yeah.
because especially if you have any tendencies towards being transactional. And what's interesting is if you've had a customer base, a consistent customer base for a long time, what ends up happening? Those communications end up being very transactional, don't they? And so, I mean, you may touch base with that person every 4 months, but do you really know what's going on? Right. And so, anyway, it's just a different way to kind of think about that, because if we can re-engage with some of our customers, I think then we have a better chance of impacting people that are maybe within their sphere of influence. Right. So anyway, let me kind of go through some of the information that he shared with us. And there it is. Okay. So make that big. Okay. So basically, if you have your current customer, some of the things that you should know about them, right? But you may be surprised to realize that you don't necessarily know anymore, right? Perhaps you knew what their original problem was. You knew like where you met them, you had information, you took good notes, but maybe you can't put your hands on that anymore. Or maybe the information is 10 years old and it may not even be relevant anymore, right? And so your goal through this process of authentic outreach is to be able to establish, like, really, do they still have that problem and are they still looking for help? And once you have oh gosh, go back, previous. I was trying to get this bar out of the way because I can't read the question. It says, do you know their problem? So again, I don't want to just assume that you necessarily know their problem, but perhaps you do. hey, Mary, I was thinking about you the other day, and you mentioned something about them, right? Just opening up the conversation, and trying to keep it pretty informal. And then wanted to check in with you something. I know that, um, whatever, I didn't think through this. I know the problem. So let's come up with a problem. Who has a problem? Give me a problem.
Gut health.
Gut health. I know you've struggled with gut health. It's been an issue for you in the past. How are things in that area? And so then that person can respond to that. Like you haven't, they may say, hey, it's great. And then you can say, oh, has Juice Plus has Juice Plus really helped that? And then you have a customer success story. Or if it's still been a struggle, you can kind of see what that product has, if what their experience has been, how you can better support them, anything that you can offer in that area, and identify it's an opportunity for you to serve them better. And if it's not an issue anymore, right, you can just then you kind of flip it and say just that how thankful you are that they're a customer, and the outcome that we have for this, our desired outcome for this whole exchange would be to find out, what the goal, what do you want, what's keeping you from achieving the goal that you have without whatever their health goal is, and identifying an area that you can provide more support in that area so that we're leading with help. And thanking them for actually sharing it with you. And then you have that opportunity to add that value add, so that you can continue that relationship and deepen it. And I love that we have so much information in boards right now that even is maybe not even related just to Juice Plus, right? There's other things like I think I shared with you guys, like I listened to an old recording that had Rachel Smart in it, and she just went through so much information that was so good that I had forgotten about, right? So it would have been super easy for me to say, if this person had gut health issues, for me to say, hey, I don't know if this would work, but I just got through listening to a previously recorded doctor, and she gave so much great information. Would you like me to share that with you? Right? There's a lot of different ways that you can kind of touch base, and all that does is solidify their own belief. Right? So this one was pretty easy because we already knew what the problem was. Right? So if you don't know their problem, wanted to check to see how things were going with your Juice Plus, and then it gives you like some examples of being able to find their problem. Like, why did you start using it? What were you looking for in terms of help in a specific area? And then depending on their problem, if they want to share their problem or if they don't share their problem, it gives you different ways that you can kind of go with that, right? So if they do share their problem, that why they got started with Juice Plus, again, we'll just go with the gut health. And then you can say, is that still an issue for you? And wait for them to actually respond, right? If you're having a one-on-one conversation, you may have to take a deep breath. If you're doing it over text messaging, right, it's going to be a little bit easier. And then asking again that question about how you can support them. What is it that that you think you might need to reach the goals that you've set for yourself? If they decide not to share whatever their problem is, if they don't think that they have an issue, then just moving on to the next question. And that would be maybe how Juice Plus has been able to help you. Just a kind of a different way of asking the same question. So again, our outcome is really to kind of help them reach that clarity, figure out how we can add value and help them through the next step. So, just some real quick thoughts about being able to help our customers and engage at a deeper level with them as we're helping them through our customer care. So I'm going to open it up and let you guys give some thoughts and some questions, or some, perspective on that. Chris, don't forget to, unmute yourself.
Good idea. Okay. I went through this with 2 people this morning. I have like a written out in a worksheet. I go through each step. And when we get to clarify the outcome, that's when I introduce reset 10. I call it reset 10. And I'm glad I have a systematic approach to present that to every single one of my customers, because Reset 10, if they do that with Juice Plus, they're going to be a lot more effective and they're probably going to stay longer as a customer. So I found I has changed the way I look at my business by focusing on serving other people more. I've also found people don't always upfront want to tell me what their health problem is, but as we develop a relationship, this morning, a lady said she wanted Juice Plus for better nutrition. Then, as we're going on talking everything, she says, "Well, I have RA and I have osteoporosis," and she's just going through this stuff, But it's just by me telling her what a great job she's doing on one simple change, and she felt comfortable enough to share all that with me. So she's looking at reset and just being able to help her at a much deeper level.
And so you're actually having a conversation. You're not trying to accomplish all that through a texting conversation, right?
No, I
Yeah.
have a lot of conversations because I remember Casey Kloss said they're so much more effective. So I try to regularly having conversations.
Good. I like that too. Anybody else have any thoughts? Thank you, Chris. Sheila, you're muted. They, is there something we'll work on while Sheila unmutes? Is there anybody else? Jeannie.
I was wondering if you could show us that last frame again.
Yes, I'll go back after we
I'll
get
clarify.
yeah, Q&A.
What I was
So,
going to say is I usually use that customer experience sheet that's
Okay.
available per customer. And that brings me ideas on what else to talk to them about on the phone. Sometimes I do it via text, but, depending on the customer, if they rather have phone calls, and
Right.
if they rather have text, then, you just kind of
You have to go with the flow.
cater. Yeah.
But it
Is
also
that
like just being able to like not do it as you like to be present when you're doing your customer care, right? Because if you're doing 14 other things, it does become transactional.
Mhm.
But if you are very intentional about and thinking, like Socorro said, or Chris said, like you already have in front of you what you want to talk to them about, or what the opportunities to talk to them about are based on what their response is to the whatever their problems are. Sheila, good job. You ready?
And they usually take longer than just,
Yeah.
so you have to allot for that.
Well, your says you're unmuted, but I don't know if I can hear you. Nope. You want to type your question in?
I hear something. Is it her
I know
fan?
it's like a fan or something.
That's mine.
Oh, that's you. Suzanne, do you have something?
Does it need to be louder, maybe?
It has a red triangle. It's not working. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Sounds like you need an IT hubby to come in there.
Lori put these scripts in our one team, one mission board. I found that very helpful, Lori. So
Yeah,
it's
maybe
easy,
can you show
easy
them
to
where?
use.
Oh, is that our board, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes,
one team, one mission.
under
Okay.
resources. Under want OTOM training resources, and then authentic outreach scripts. And there you have it all. Just click on it. It's so simple.
Thank you, Chris. I'd forgotten that we did that.
Thank you, Lori.
You're welcome. I bet if Sheila talks, all of a sudden we're gonna hear her or something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yep,
Donna,
I'm
could you
there.
show me that last frame?
I think I'm about to show it to you in your own board.
Well, I'm in the board. I don't know where it is. I mean, I'm in that. I don't know
I'll
the
have the
problem.
recording and it'll pop back up on that too. Because knowing their earlier problems and reaching out to each previous and still customers.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I was reading.
I'm not sure I'm
So is that something that you do, Sheila? Like when you're working with people? Yeah. I try to do that too. And I write down their like the names of their children because there's no way to know like what the names of their kids are in the system. Like once you put that order in, you've lost that information. Um, and I'll try to, I mean, just because, especially if you meet people through networking, right? It's really hard to remember. So I've always tried to put that information in my phone and under my contact information so that I have that. Again, like, and it kind of gives you a base where you can go back to that. It makes it a little bit more personal. All right. So it is 7:30. I'm gonna turn it back over to, thank you guys for participating and really kind of helping us out here with this topic. And I'm gonna let Lori go through and share her screen if she wants to.
yes. Oh my gosh, of course it's gonna be.
It's just, you guys, I know you don't do this. I mean, when you try to share stuff on your computer, it changes everything. Like nothing is in the same place. It just looks totally different. So if you lose it, you can't ever find it again.
Is that from
Okay.
Zoom?
Yeah.
So here, y'all should be able to see the Juice Plus board. And I hope you're going in to check things out. But I want to point out, we're going to go to what's hot, but first make sure you check out the field training call that's going to happen this Thursday with Kurt Beavers and Stacy Whitmer. So that's going to be Thursday at 7 o'clock. So you can go straight into the board. And when you open up the board, it's going to be right there on the front page. But
That's going to be recorded.
going to, yes, it should be.
Okay.
And then going to the, what's hot, same things as far as the June incentives that they're doing. One for partners, $52 is given back to a new partner as basically a gift certificate to go towards their Juice Plus or their partnership, or I mean, not their Juice Plus products. And then they have the buy three, sell three trio or quad orders, and you're going to get double the sales profit. So, but the new thing that they added is recognition. So if you hit recognition, you're going to see new people that have accomplished the club. So this is join the club. So first time PB qualifiers are going to be listed in here. First time POB qualifiers, leadership promotions. You can see some ladies made it to QSSC. So that's something really cool in the what's hot, the June recognitions. But anyway, that's kind of the short story of that. I hope you are looking at the module, the fundamentals too, of partner training. So with that, let me stop sharing. And we're already over, and I know some people want to go to another training, but if you have, we look like Hollywood squares, I just have to say. We look like Hollywood squares, color coordinated. Everybody's in a solid color. Everybody got the memo, it looks like, and y'all are beautiful. So with that, I'm going to say thank you to Donna. Let me stop the recording.